False. No way. Pure fiction. We made it up. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer.
Well, we're waiting.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast, and also the #1 source for all those Marvel Legends leaks. Or am I? Because today, Marvel Behaviour, that's me. I'm not going to redo that. Today, Model Behaviour is going to court, because I do declare Model Behaviour is going to be put on trial. Not for crimes against humanity or anything, but just whether or not these leaks that I've been putting out over the last 2 years are actually accurate or not. So I'm going to go through the last 2 years of leaks, and we're going to find out what my success rate actually is. So what I'm going to do is just show a little bunch of clips of each one that I've said. Then after each section, we're going to have a look at the tally and see whether or not I got more right than I did wrong. You want to do this? Well, let's do this thing. I've never said that as a catchphrase before, and it doesn't sound right. Before we do that, though, if you're an action figure fan, which I hope you are if you're watching this, otherwise, what are you doing? Then why don't go over to this channel's sponsor, Legendsverse. They are your one-stop shop for all of your action figure collecting needs. Whether it's Marvel Legends, Mafex, Mezco, Select, SH Figure Arts, Mythic Legion, Star Wars The Black Series, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Motu, WWE. You can catalog and critique and correlate. You don't critique it on there. You critique that yourself. It's personally subjective. But you can go back and look at all the archives of all these different action figure lines, mark out which ones you have, see how much your collection is worth. It's a great time. Go check them out. Legendsverse. You'll be glad. Before I finish, if you go via the link in my description, you can get a little discount on a lifetime membership if you want to get a membership. If you don't, you can still use it for free. All right, on with the video. First of all, we're going to get a first appearance Psylocke with a Wolverine, because we're also going to be getting with him as a 2-pack Lilandra. So we are going to get the big deluxe Jim Lee Sabretooth, and with him is going to be another Wolverine. So the 2-packs, I was pretty well on the money. We got that Mandarin-style Psylocke, which was what I was leaning towards. I said there was going to be another Wolverine. I didn't think they were going to re-release the ninja-looking Wolverine, but there we are. Then for Lilandra, I said it was going to be civilian Wolverine. Totally off with that one, because whoever saw Brood Wolverine coming? And then for Sabretooth, I was hoping it was going to be Department H, but no. That was the one that got the civilian Wolverine. We're going to get a Patch and Joe Fixit 2-pack. Joe Fixit and Patch, boom, 100% accurate on that one. We are going to get a deluxe Archangel. Or not Archangel, excuse me, a deluxe Angel. Deluxe Angel, bam. Ask and ye shall receive. I didn't ask, but we got it anyway, so that was good. We've got Herald Thor being re-released in a darker kind of color scheme. Wolfsbane. We're getting Icarus. Kazar. Then we got the Zabu wave without knowing it was going to be Zabu, who was the builder figure, but every single figure that was listed, yeah, nailed it. Heroes Reborn, Iron Man. It's just listed as Iron Man 300. This is fun to see. Count Nefaria. So that was the retro Iron Man wave, which had a couple of figures that I didn't know about. She-Hulk being a big one from there. Also, Iron Man, the unknown one, of course, that turned out to be the golden Mark II armor, I guess that was, with the Charles Bronson head. Also, I said Heroes Reborn, Iron Man. I was close. It was Iron Man Mark 85, which looks very similar, but I will admit, in the words of Roy Walker from Catchphrase, it was good, but it wasn't right. We're getting a 3-pack, and that is going to be a Shield 3-pack. We're going to get Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, and Sharon Carter. Shield 3-pack, boom. That was as accurate as you can get. Would have been nice if I'd named the Nick Fury head swap, but hey, can't get a perfect record. First up, Ben Reilly, Jack-O-Lantern. Yes, I'm guessing a retro Jack-O-Lantern. Scarlet Spider and retro Jack-O-Lantern. Yep, those were both part of the retro Spider-Man wave. First of all, we're going to get a deluxe Sam Wilson in his Captain America outfit. Red Hulk. Alright, so we know that Harrison Ford is playing General Ross. Then to go with that, of course, we're going to get a Brave New World entire wave. And also, one that makes me kind of excited, The Leader. So Brave New World, that of course was a movie that was delayed for a long, long time. So I think action figures were maybe scheduled, but then never happened. So I'm not going to give myself any extra points for getting Captain America and Red Hulk. Like, duh, it's pretty obvious that was probably going to happen. Leader, though, I'll be the first to admit, that was a swing and a miss. I guess that maybe he was possibly scheduled, but that movie was changing so much right up to the release date. It's quite plausible that that would have been scheduled for an action figure that ultimately never happened. We're not done with Spider-Verse because obviously next year we're going to get the second part. We're going to get Beyond the Spider-Verse, which of course will have a wave all unto itself as well. And finally, there's going to be a Deadpool 3 wave. And this is hardly like a hot, spicy take. It's like, well, of course there's going to be action figures for them. Going alongside that Deadpool 3 wave will apparently be a big crowd pleaser in, I was going to say MCU, Sony Colossus. So I did say there was going to be a Deadpool and Wolverine wave, but again, no points for that. Of course there's going to be a Deadpool and Wolverine wave. However, a deluxe Fox Colossus? Yeah, that's a little bit too specific to just be dumb luck. It's funny, I corrected myself from saying MCU, but then screwed it up by saying Sony. Dave, what are we going to do with you? Well, apparently we're going to be getting a Fantastic Four-themed Wolverine 2-pack with him and Spider-Man. Wolverine and Spider-Man Fantastic Four 2-pack? Nailed it. There's going to be a Strange Tales wave. Strange Tales wave? Yeah, had nothing specific for it, but we did know it was coming. Apparently there will be a Venom and Carnage Deluxe set. Venom and Carnage Deluxe set. Nope, that one never saw the light of day, so mark one against model behavior for that. There are 2 more Venom figures listed, but nothing else to go with that information. One says anniversary, so maybe it'll be a very classic Venom, maybe a Todd McFarlane-style Venom. There is apparently Venom Pool listed as well. An anniversary Venom? Yeah, I think that one pretty much is exactly what it was meant to be. And Deluxe Venom Pool? Yep, we totally got that one too. And then the final Spider-Man themed one is Superior Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man? Yep, that's exactly what we got. One that's also listed is Iron Fist and another. That hasn't been stated yet, which does play into a few theories I was having about an Iron Fist and Luke Cage box set. Iron Fist and Luke Cage 2-pack? Boom. Odin, who may be a deluxe type figure because he's a big chunky boy. Couple of potential big ones. We're going to get a Hulkbuster. They've listed a Ghost Rider, Scar, the son of Hulk. Also, a Man-Thing is going to be part of this as well. Prowler on a retro card. Also on retro card, there's going to be a Charles Xavier. And I can't help but think, fingers crossed, that's going to be him in his X-Men jumpsuit. Sticking with the X-Men retro cards, apparently there's going to be a Quicksilver as well. That's one that a lot of folks would like to see, especially if he's in the green costume. Another Spider-Man retro carded figure is apparently going to be Carnage. It's Carol Danvers' Warbird. Well, it seems like the entire anniversary wave was delivered. An unusual 2-pack. We're going to get a couple of villains, Crossbones and Constrictor. Crossbones and Constrictor? Well, we eventually got Crossbones and Madam Mask. Constrictor kept coming up in the leak list, and we still haven't seen him yet. And speaking of the Dark Avengers, there is apparently going to be a Villains 4-pack, which is going to include Doctor Doom, Iron Patriot, who's one that I really wanted, Taskmaster, who could do with an a Marvel Comics update, and also Loki as well, who again is a character we need a more modern version of. Well, the Cabal 4-pack became a Cabal 3-pack, but hey, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. And another big one for the X-Men fans, there is apparently going to be a Destiny and Mystique 2-pack. The Destiny and Mystique 2-pack, I was very surprised, and a few other people were as well, when that ultimately became the Destiny and Rogue 2-pack. Mystique, we had to wait a little bit longer for her. So coming in first, we've got a couple of X-Factor figures. First of all, we're going to be getting green and yellow X-Factor Jean Grey. But of course, wherever there's Jean Grey, you're going to be getting Cyclops as well. X-Factor Jean Grey and Cyclops? Yep, we got those. I didn't predict the unpainted boots though. We're going to get X-Force. First of all, a 2-pack. We're going to get X-Force Warpath and X-23 together. Then we're going to take it to the skies with an X-Force Archangel. X-Force 2-pack and Archangel? Yep, just like stated. Going back down to Earth now, we're going to get a Dark Avengers, keeping it dark, we're going to get a Dark Avengers Moonstone. Dark Avengers Moonstone, Captain Marvel, Warbird, yes, whichever name it is, it was accurate. We're finally going to get a retro carded chameleon. 90s Clone Saga Kane. We're getting female Electro, and that is Spider-Boy. Spider-Man Unlimited. Then we got Agent Venom. So that was the Spider-Man retro wave, and yeah, that was all 100%. First of all, we're going to get Sony Black Cat, and the final Sony Spider-Man costume is going to be Ghost Spider. Well, we got Black Cat and Ghost Spider. I had no idea they were going to release so many random costumes and so few actual villains that we wanted. Ultimate Fallout line. So yeah, Ultimate Comics characters. Maybe this one's a bit nebulous. Ultimate Fallout line. No idea what that ever was. Maybe we'll see it one day, but for now, I got a big old goose egg. Tobey Maguire, black costume. Black costume Tobey Maguire, though, he did show up. We're going to be getting MCU Daredevil. We're also apparently going to be getting Frank Castle as well. MCU Daredevil and Punisher? Yep, they're both on the way. Battle Damaged Spider-Man. Now we got a listing for Anti-Venom. So we were getting into the Magic line without realizing that's what we were getting into with Battle Damaged Spider-Man and Agent Anti-Venom. Now the figure that I think a lot of us thought was going to come in the Destiny 2 pack, that is Mystique. So we did get Mystique. Unfortunately, she was just a re-release of the original. Nothing really new to her, but hey, at least the leak came through eventually. We should be getting a Deadpool single release of the San Diego Comic-Con 2-pack. So the one that came with Hydra Bob. Single release of the Deadpool from the Hydra Bob 2-pack? Nope, I was out on that one. A Marvel vs. Capcom line, specifically the first game. So again, take this for what you will, but hey, if it happens, then yo, I called it. And if it doesn't, then I mean, come on, like no one's perfect, am I right? So Shumagorath is the big missing piece. We should get the Octopussy Eyeball guy as a single release, along with Juggernaut as a single release. Will it be a re-release of the 2-pack or a brand new Marvel vs. Capcom version? We don't know. We should be getting Captain America and Venom, then War Machine and Omega Red, then also Wolverine and Silver Samurai, followed by Psylocke and Thanos. I don't know. Marvel vs. Capcom, or Gamerverse as it was actually known. I'll take my little victory lap. Yep, everything that was released was exactly what was on my list. There's going to be a Generation X Husk. We're going to get the acolyte Fabian Cortez, who just has a big bang of 90s nostalgia. Husk and Fabian Cortez, those of course would eventually be part of the Nemesis wave. So yeah, those were quite early leaks. Banshee in his green classic attire, Rom, Space Knight. We're going to get Adam Warlock. Then, apparently, Ultimate Miles Morales. We're getting a new Daken. I spoke about this in the previous leaks video. Then following Daken, we're getting a new Iron Man, which speculation leads me to believe is probably going to be the ultimate Iron Man. Then we're going to be getting classic Adam Warlock. We're getting, I forget his name, but I'll put it below here, but the Spider God, Dark Avengers Spider-Man. We're going to be getting, who is that? Oh, Werewolf by Night. So hopefully there will be a big, badass, awesome Build-A-Figure in this wave. So that was, of course, the comic book wave, which at the time, it seemed like there was going to be that black costume Dark Avengers Spider-Man and also Werewolf by Night. Maybe those two were taken out and put towards a later wave. I don't know, but so far, yeah, we've not seen those. It's kind of funny that I also suggested that maybe that wave would have an awesome big Build-A-Figure. It didn't. Now, a lot of these figures coming up are ones that maybe wouldn't have been revealed by now anyway, because we've just got the Gamerverse wave. So a lot of stuff, even though it hasn't seen the light of day yet, that doesn't mean that it was a miss, because I think there's a good chance that we'll be seeing these within the next 12 months. We're going to go to X Factor and we're getting Polaris and Havoc. We're apparently going to be getting the Strong Guy Build-A-Figure. He's going to be re-released as a deluxe. Polaris, Havoc, and Strong Guy? No sign of any of them yet. And speaking of Build-A-Figures, we are apparently going to be seeing a new Super Skrull as well. Super Skrull, he's popped up on a couple of leak lists recently, but as of this time, still no sign of him. It says that we're going to be getting a retro-carded Mysterio, which we already have. So maybe it's going to be an animated style Retro Mysterio? Retro Mysterio, maybe in an animated style? No sign of him. We should get a 2-pack of Champion and the Magus, which makes perfect sense if we're going to be getting Adam Warlock. The Champion and Magus 2-pack ultimately became the Champion and Star Fox 2-pack, so that was close. We're going to be getting Black Bolt and Triton in a 2-pack as well. Black Bolt and Triton, though, still no sign of that. We're also going to get two 2-packs, apparently. One is going to be Wolverine and Storm. The other one is going to be Cyclops and Phoenix, Jean Grey. We're going to get 2 deluxe figures. One of Storm and one of Professor X. So the Wolverine and Storm 2-pack, that was correct. Cyclops and Jean Grey, that was also correct. A deluxe Storm, not so much, but we got the Outback single release Storm. And I kept talking about a new Professor X, and besides the Safari suit, that's the only one we've had. First up, we're going to be getting a second wave of Secret Wars figures. The Constrictor figure that has been bandied around for so long, he's going to get incorporated into the Secret Wars wave. We're going to be getting another Falcon, so this whole line will mirror the original wave from the 80s. We're going to be getting Daredevil, and that's great, finally. Then also, we're going to be getting Spider-Man, and I'm guessing they might be doing like a half and half symbiote taking over Spider-Man. Then also we're going to be getting Absorbing Man. So that's Secret Wars Wave 2. It's only come up once in the leak list and we haven't seen anything of it yet. So fingers crossed, we might get a glimpse of that before the end of the year. We're going to be getting another Wolverine. Then we're going to be getting Wesley Snipes' Blade. And also to go with him, Daphne Keane, X-23. It's Cowboy Deadpool. But then finally, we're going to be getting Cassandra Nova, which I think actually is pretty cool. No sign of that second Wolverine wave yet, but hopefully that might drop before Avengers Doomsday. Fingers crossed. Then we're going to go over to Astonishing X-Men and apparently a Colossus and Kitty Pryde 2-pack. And the Colossus and Kitty Pryde 2-pack. Yep, still no sign of that. We're getting 2099 Spider-Man. Also, we're going to be getting Uncanny Spider-Man. Now, this is an unusual one that might lead to some speculation. Spider-Man / Venom. So happy we're going to be getting the Owl, so we can enhance our mobster lineup. Then also, we're going to be getting the Hypno Hustler. We might actually be getting Cardiac. Then also, there's going to be an Incredible Hulk line. But the only thing that's been sort of really propositioned for that is Abomination. That new Spider-Man retro wave hasn't been officially hinted towards in the slightest, but there's still plenty of time to get to that. Also, this is the first time that I reported on a potential Incredible Hulk wave. So considering that other people are talking about rumors regarding that as well, seems like that might be quite likely, especially with the Abomination coming up multiple times. Iron Man Mark 72 armor. We're getting ourselves Logan in a World War II style. Then we're getting the Phantom Rider, apparently. After Phantom Rider, we're getting Dark Avengers Spider-Man. Then Werewolf by Night, Enchantress. If this proves to be true, and I sincerely hope it does, then that's going to be a great addition. Then it's Crystar as in the franchise, Warbow. So it seems like we're getting a Build-A-Figure wave coming together quite subtly. So World War II, Wolverine, and also Warbow. Those have both been revealed kind of individually, so it wouldn't surprise me if we get the rest of this coming together as a full, hopefully, Build-A-Figure wave. Hopefully not another comic book wave. Also, Werewolf by Night, he was originally in that first comic book wave, at least in my leaks, so maybe he was pushed onto the second. Oh no, it is going to be a comic book wave, isn't it? Actually, yeah, we are definitely going to get another comic book wave, aren't we? Because Rachel Summers has a comic book in her preview picture, doesn't she? Ah, shucks. They're going to be making Marvel Rivals figures, so that's exciting. And the first one listed here is Punisher. So this was the first we heard about a Rivals line as well, and now his list and my list both had the Punisher on it. So that looks pretty encouraging for Frank. Maximum line is coming back with Thor. This was the first time we heard about a potential Maximum Thor, and it was on my recent list as well, so that one seems very likely. Then we got a different subline now. Magic the Gathering. The first one listed, Doom 2099. The next one listed is Magic the Gathering Invisible Woman. But if it's Malice, that could be a really, really cool one to have. So officially through leaks, Magic the Gathering was revealed with Doom 2099, just like my list had, so that seems like a pretty sure thing. And also Sue Storm was listed on that first leak, and then Malice on the next one, so fingers crossed. It looks like it's going to be Malice. Then Cloak and Dagger, which if it was Marvel Rivals, I think that would make a lot of sense. Avengers The Crossing, Scarlet Witch and Vision. Cloak and Dagger, no sign of them yet, or Avengers The Crossing, but let's see about that. We're moving over to the MCU and Avengers 5, Doomsday. So Doctor Doom kicking things off, of course, makes perfect sense. Then we're getting Thor, then Mr. Fantastic and Herbie, then we're getting Invisible Woman and Human Torch. I'll just show pictures of their current figures. The Thing. So we got The Thing coming back. The Avengers Doomsday figures, hey, we don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see with those. Walmart Punisher. So that's kind of cool. So I'm hoping it's going to be a classic Frank Castle. A Walmart Punisher? Well, I can never get enough Frank Castle. Then back over to Marvel Rivals, Spider-Man and Luna 2-pack. Then Marvel Rivals Moon Knight, Jeff the Land Shark, and Venom. More of two different leak lists, both matching with mine and Spicy Psyduck. We got the Rivals Moon Knight and also Venom and Jeff the Land Shark. We've got Pulse Shape-Shifting Outfit, ? Not sure what this is. Yep, neither do I, brother. But if you say shape-shifting, I'm instantly going to think Super Skrull. Again, another one hinting towards Super Skrull. So I'm pretty sure we will be seeing that dude eventually. Then we got Pulse, Muse, and Bullseye. Then Pulse Punisher Mecha. Muse and Bullseye, no sign of them yet, but hey, we haven't even had Daredevil and Frank Castle released officially yet. And random Mech Punisher, who knows about that? Then back over to Magic the Gathering, we got Black Panther, and then also we've got Captain America. So, Black Panther and Captain America, there you go. Magic, Black Panther, and Captain America, those also match my list as well, so that seems pretty certain. Some sort of Sentinel pack. Haven't heard anything about a Sentinel, but man, that's probably the biggest one that I want at the moment. We're going back over to Avengers 5 Doomsday, but we're going over to the Fox universe. We're getting Cyclops, then Gambit, so Channing Tatum in the Marvel Legends form, that's great. Sam Wilson Captain America, so another version of Sam, and also Shang-Chi as well, making his comeback. So we're getting Deadpool and Wolverine Elektra, Cavalrine. It's on the list. So Henry Cavill, Wolverine, is it going to happen? We'll find out, hopefully. Then one that's a bit of a mystery. It just says Deadpool and Wolverine, Wolf something. So Spicy Psyduck and my leaks both had the same Avengers Doomsday characters on them, although mine didn't have Cavill, Wolverine, or the potential Sabretooth. So we'll see about that. And also, for speculation, we've got Maximum Spider-Man black costume. So, I mean, they wouldn't just release the same Maximum Spider-Man pack, but black costume, would they? And we both match with Maximum Spider-Man black costume as well. We're going to be getting a Build-A-Figure wave that's going to kick things off with a Ghost Rider figure. Then, as another part of that wave, we've got what's listed as latest comic version Wolverine. Then there's Hawkeye, and that's all we got. So, some other version of Clint Barton. We've got Mariner. And this was the focus of a lot of scuttlebutt and back and forth and trying to figure things out. Next, we've got a Pulse version, or I guess Hasbro Pulse, Iron Man Mark III Grey. Captain America, no, just American Secret Bath. Then we got Lady Deadpool, and then also Psylocke too. These are both part of a Bath wave here. And then wrapping things up, we've got, in this wave, I guess, Wolverine pool. So that final random Build-A-Figure wave brings us pretty much up to date. And then there's just the leak list that I put out yesterday. So that does it. And honestly, looking back, there's a pretty good success rate. I mean, what I do love is that there are just as many, if not probably more figures that were released that I didn't have on my leaks list. That's why I love doing this, because it's not really a spoiler. It just gives you stuff to speculate on. So gang, what do you think about the leaks at the moment? Which figures are you most looking forward to? Which ones are you wishing were on the leak list? And also which ones that were leaked but haven't come to fruition yet are you really hoping eventually see the light of day? Comment below and let me know. And if you want to support this channel, if you give me the old thumbs up, I'd be very grateful. Or even get yourself a channel membership. That would be an amazing way of supporting the show. So gang, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, keep displaying moral behavior.